Welcome to Law News at LawTube. To begin with the law news on Saturday 23 May 2020, the Supreme Court of India failed to carry out its constitutional duty of holding central government more accountable through power of judicial review. Alleged campaign for judicial accountability and reforms. In a letter addressed to the Supreme Court, the Campaign for Judicial Accountability and Reform CJAR has urged the Supreme Court of India to hold center more accountable, change process of listing of urgent cases in the Supreme Court of India, and so also call upon the court to live stream all e-hearings to the public at large. The Campaign for Judicial Accountability and Reform CJAR has written to the Supreme Court of India raising concerns about the functioning of the Supreme Court during the current lockdown COVID-19 and changes that need to be made in various aspects of its functioning. Calling upon the Apex Court's response to issue the rights of migrant labor, curb on 4G internet in Kashmir, or in important habeas corpus cases, passive CJAR states that the Supreme Court failed to carry out its constitutional duty of holding the government to account through power of judicial review by simply accepting whatever was put on affidavit by the union government is important cases. Whatever was put on affidavit by the union government in important cases. As a constitutional institution, the Supreme Court has a duty to protect the fundamental rights of all, even in exceptional circumstances, and its response so far has left much to be desired. The Campaign for Judicial Accountability and Reforms call upon the court to adopt a stricter approach to scrutinizing the union government's measure to tackle COVID-19 and hold the latter accountable for its action. The CJAR has raised question about the way cases are being listed and heard by the Apex Court. Although due to the current lockdown, functioning of courts is limited to urgent matters, the manner in which certain cases are being heard at great urgency while other similar matters are kept pending without a hearing for long is like to make the public lose faith in the fairness of the court's proceeding, the letter states. Secondly, CJAR finds that cases concerning rich and powerful persons are getting listed out of the turn. The impression created is that the process has been left to the utter discretion of the registry staff and not guided on rules or principles of fairness and equality before law. Thus, the CJAR advised the Apex Court to adopt clear and well-defined norms and principles on the basis of which the urgency of a case can be determined by the registry. Matter of civil liberty must necessarily get priority, and equally urgent cases must be heard as expeditiously as possible without any scope for bias and arbitrariness, the letter states. However, the CJAR has appreciated the Supreme Court's effort to continue hearing using video conferencing technology. There is a concern that this has led to the negation of the valuable principle of transparency of court and the need for public hearing. Therefore, they call through their letter. The CJAR therefore call upon the Apex Court to live stream all e-hearings to the public at large in accordance with its own judgment in Swapnil Tripathi vs. Supreme Court of India in 2018, where it had agreed to live stream proceeding in important cases. Finally, the Campaign for Judicial Accountability and Reform CJAR has urged the Supreme Court of India to immediately cancel summer vacations, resume the simultaneous sitting of all the benches through video conferencing and list at least 10 regular cases per bench on a non-miscellaneous day and 30 cases per bench on a miscellaneous day during the continuance of the lockdown with an objective to reduce delay in pending cases and dispensation of justice. The CJAR has urged the court not to sacrifice the right of justice on the altar of expediency. The Supreme Court Bar Association has already urged the Chief Justice of India to cancel the summer vacations scheduled to begin in May. The campaign for judicial accountability (CJAR) has patrons such as Justice Retired P.B. Sawant, Justice Retired H. Suresh, former Law Minister and Senior Advocate Shanti Bhushan, Arundhati Roy, and Senior Advocate from Bombay High Court Mihir Desai. The campaign for judicial accountability and reform letter states, though the courts has taken measures to limit functioning considering COVID-19, we believe that the court has sacrificed core principle of fairness and transparency in justice delivery while doing so. The retirement speech of Justice Deepak Gupta said, in times of a crisis such as the one we are living in, the court must protect the poor and the unprivileged because it is they who are hit the hardest in trying times. Unfortunately, we see that the courts have taken no consideration of the poor and disposed in passing the orders it has during this period of lockdown. So that's all in today's law news at LawTube. If you have enjoyed LawTube videos, please don't forget to like and share them. For more similar law news videos, subscribe to our LawTube channel, LawTube. See you again on next video.